way to live in a good community, right?
So, to get a better community, what should we do?
Well, we have got a project about for a better community for the last few weeks.
We saw poverty and something bad in our community.
Let's have a look at what we have collected.
Don't be hesitant anymore. Let's get started.
What do you think about the things you have chosen? Terrible, tragic, and criticized.
Because of that, our task to do what to make our community better. But do you know what's the community? Let me explain it simply. A community is a group of living things that has something in common: success norms, religions, values, customs, and identities. They usually share interests. It's a social linking to make people support together in every situation in their life to overcome all threats.
It sounds fantastic, but in fact, it's not like that. Why?
In Vietnam, there are nearly 5,000 homeless households. According to the United Union, in 2015, 9.88% Vietnamese people live in poverty. Many disadvantaged children have difficulties in accessing to qualified and lasting education. So, some of them are illiterate.
Besides, our community has also faced many other problems such as natural disasters and diseases. The center of Vietnam coped with a lot of hurricanes and huge floods last year. It led to the sad death of hundreds of people. Also, COVID-19 is killing thousands of people all over the world every day.
We can see more pollution, more carbon dioxide, and more trucks. It never runs out of the record. Got disease everywhere, in the street, on the beach, even in front of the house and the school. And do you know why people must wear face masks everywhere and everywhere? Not for only COVID-19, we are living in the polluted environment.
In the total of 183 industrial regions in Vietnam, over 60% of them haven't had a centralized wastewater treatment system. In urban areas, only about 70% of solid waste is collected to recycle.
So, for this current community, we can't accept this. It's worth living in a better community. So, we make a question: who is responsible for those?
Government? Politicians? No, they are responsible for this, but they only make rules and the rest abandoners. Every individual's future generation.
Firstly, one of the bad things is volunteer work. It's a bad way to help the disadvantaged people. The people in flooded areas were very miserable after floods and storm last year. Everyone in our country has many different meaningful activities, such as raising money, cooking meals, soup for children, and donating necessary things to help the flooded people. In Triệu Sơn district, in particular, and the center of Vietnam in general, and villagers in Triệu Sơn commune also do the same things to support other flooded people.
Besides, we can visit and talk to elderly people and help them with their shopping and clean the houses and repair things. We can donate books, clothes, food and money and open the free evening classes for poor children.
Secondly, we should handle protecting the environment. Encourage others to collect used paper, glass, cans and send them to recycling factory. Plant trees and flowers along the street, in the park, in the house and school.
In addition, it's a good idea to ride a bicycle or use public transport instead of traveling by motorbikes and cars. Moreover, we should save electricity, papers, water, and so on. Finally, having a good awareness is really important for a better community, especially when we are facing up to COVID-19.
After our project, we would like to say that let's hand in taking action for a better community.